Sorry Riskman2982, it isn't Zelda, it's Shenmue on the Dreamcast. Now before I begin, let me just say quickly for the benefit of any fans of the game watching this that perhaps aren't accustomed to how I roll and the kind of hijinks and shenanigans for which Consoletronics is famed. This series is called Video Games I Hate, not video games that I think are crap. So please watch to the end and try and take on board some of the points I'm gonna make before you inevitably find yourself in my comment section rallying to this game's defense. Right, with that being said, let's take a closer look at this piece of shit. For those who don't know me, I'm a veteran gamer who spent the flower of his youth in the trenches during the great console wars of the 8 to 32-bit eras wrapped in the Sega banner. I've earned the right to criticise a game that's garnered an almost mythic status among retro fans who very probably didn't play this game when first released. And how do I know that? Because it flopped. Admittedly, Sega would probably have had to sold 47 copies of this game to every Dreamcast owner just to cover the staggering production costs. But I'm dancing around the main issue. What have sales figures got to do with my dislike of the game? Well, Shenmue commits the cardinal sin of video gaming. It's freaking boring. From its crap opening movie to its OTT QTE events. Now before you look to use your stock rebuttal of, well, why don't you stick to Call of Duty then? This game's spiritual successor, Yakuza, is one of my all-time favourite video game franchises, and Yu Suzuki is one of the all-time greats of this industry, and I fucked with his oeuvre heavy. I've mentioned in past videos that I was not a big fan of the Dreamcast, but I supported it to the bitter end. Sega's bread and butter had always been its arcade machines, but with the coin-op business in terminal decline, they needed more than ever to see their home console perform well, and that meant killer apps. Sega may have had a head start over the upcoming PlayStation 2, but it would count for naught if all the developers jumped ship for the Sony dollars. Shenmue wasn't just the pet project of Yu Suzuki, it was a gamble that Sega couldn't afford to lose, and they knew it. They threw money at it like an over-enthusiastic strip club patron and hyped the game to levels that hadn't been seen before. The most expensive video game of all time, the largest game world ever seen, an epic odyssey across Asia and maybe beyond, with possibly as many as 14 games needed to tell the whole story. Were just some of the info that Sega magazines of the day were falling over themselves to report. So this game is boring and failed to live up to the hype. How many games have ever met expectations? The Dreamcast had less than 10 million owners, how could it make back its massive budget? These are some of the more common quotes you can expect to hear from Shenmue apologists. But how many PS1s do you think Metal Gear Solid shifted? In '98, everybody I knew went out and did something I thought incredible. They bought Game Boys. Why? Pokemon. Great games sell systems. Shenmue was supposed to be that game for the Dreamcast, and it failed, so becoming a contributing factor towards forcing Sega to abandon the hardware business forever. And that's why I can't forgive this game. Fuck Shenmue, and fuck Shenmue 3 as well. Petty? Maybe, but that's how I feel. What about you guys? If you're a fan of this title, talk to me. Tell me why I should give it a second chance. Anyway, that's enough from me, I'm out of here. So thanks for watching, my name's Gray, this is Consoletronics, more videos up soon. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.
No!